Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Tiger Eyes from CZT Daniela Nielsen. So let's see, is this it? Oh, this is a recent release on Tangle Patterns, or from tanglepatterns.com, and I liked it. I thought, well, that's neat, and let's do it. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to try something maybe a little different. I really like what Linda did with the first step. If you look at her little thumbnail there. So we're going to start off with a dot grid. And let's see, I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm going to use my graphic one. What Linda did, just so I can say it out loud, is she made the dots very visible. And as a part of the design, where you don't have to do that. You can make them blend in. It just depends on how thick of a pen you use to begin with. So I'm going to see if I can try to do what she did, because it looks really, really clever. All right, so I'm going to start with a nice dot here, and I can always make them bigger later. I'm going to do well, I guess this would be a 25 dot grid. Let me flip it this way. Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. That's a bit uneven there. We'll see what fits in. Now this is how I like to do it. I start in the middle, going across, because for those that know me, you know I don't like to use aid things like dot paper and stuff like that. All right, and so, I'll do like this, and then I can put my pen and kind of see the box. And then I'll, and I like that it's not going to be perfect. And, if you do it yourself, it's not. And it doesn't matter. This is just me. I just want to share that. This is just me. I don't know. I'm stubborn. It's just my thing. And then I just fill it in from there. But like I said, I just kind of zero in on, okay, that looks like the grid. And you can see it's not perfect. I've kind of fought with doing different grids, and because usually something goes awry. This process has gotten me feeling like I can make it at least a little bit more even, eyeballing it, and just doing it, straight pen on paper, and that's it. So feel free to give that a try. All right, then we're going to do seed shapes. And I'm going to start right in the middle. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a diagonal line of seeds, skip a diagonal line, and then do another. And if you don't know, seed shape is like that, a curved line going one direction and then one going the other direction, having them both meet. And if it's something that's uncomfortable for you. Oh, and if I take it off the edge, I'm going to debate on if I want to take it off the edge or not. If you're uncomfortable with, making that seed shape, the curve line going underneath, you can do this. Turn your tile, right? And that way you get the natural curve of your hand. It makes it a little nicer. Sometimes. The chances of it being nicer are increased when we do that. I like to just, see what happens. Okay, and like I said, I might take all of the edges off, or where I'm extending them, off the edge just for fun. But I kind of want to see what it looks like without doing that too. Okay, so like I said, diagonal lines, and we're skipping a row. These, because it's only the one dot, we're not going to do anything with that right now. Okay, then we're going to make, this is all really about the C-shaped curve line. So from one end of the C shape to the other, we're going to hit this dot. Although what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on purpose, aim for right underneath it like that. Because, and I'll show you in a minute. And the nice thing, if I, doing it the way I'm going to do it, I can always make it a little bit bigger. I try not to worry about it too much. And some of them end up like that. I'm trying to make them curvy. But, if you take a look at the For More Inspiration link and see what Daniela did, they're not all exactly, a beautiful C-shaped curve line. Some of them are a little, like that, like a real person drew it. And so, however they end up is going to be just fine. All right, so we've got all of them. Then we're going to flip the tile, do the same thing, coming the other direction. Actually, it seemed like some of hers looked a little bit more triangle-y like that, which is, again, just fine. The objective is we want the curve lines to kind of meet in the middle. That is what we're aiming for. Oops. And I was trying, well, okay. It's one of those. Okay, we'll just see how things line up. Okay, and I've got them all. And I do think that I need to take everything off of the edge, so that way it makes sense. What did Linda do? 1, 2, oh, she did 4. Okay. Oh, no, same. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, let me do that. And so if you want to do, debate, because then I have this nice, curve line that should be here. Oh, let's just do it. So a lot of times I will save these partials, till the end. But it will also help to disguise. Okay, and then I have this one. The uncenteredness of my, I turned that too quick, of my grid. And I find it to be a nice challenge to do. All right, so now let me finish those curved going up. And we'll go just the one side at a time. That's the other side. This is the one. And sometimes you just have to pretend, it looks like it's going to go here. Like here, okay, that arch would be like that. Right, and now we're doing the other side. Okay. And then here. Sometimes you just make it up too. Whoops, this one's going to go like that. All right, this hitting those dots. Oops. Okay. if I had done them right along with, then I wouldn't be missing any. And oh yeah, and this one too. I'm like, I know I'm missing something here. Okay. Oop. One over here. And yeah. Let's see, how many more did I miss? When you think you got them all. Okay, I think I got them. All right. And I think I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger. What I liked was this, where, it creates like a little bit of a divider in between. And I thought that looked neat on Linda's little thumbnail. And you'll see that if you go to what I call the For More Inspiration link, because that's what it starts by saying. For more inspiration from the creator of this tangle, go here and look. And we can exaggerate these as well, just so they kind of all match. And this isn't up to you. Like I said earlier, you could just, like with this, let me just show on the back. You can just press very lightly whatever size you're using, like that. And then when you do your seed shape, it just blends right into the pattern. So completely up to you. Next step is it's an aura fest. So we're going to aura all of these sections. Let me start here though, so you can see. And so whatever shape you ended up with, you know, it's just like aura the lines. I'm going to start this direction because it's because that's what I want to do. And again, like I said, these little partials, they're important. Well, I take that back. You can do both sides at, you know, without changing. It's just up to you if you want to do your curve line, you know, coming towards you, and actually it is not feeling comfortable in my hand, so I'm going to not do that anymore. The hand knows. Like I said, just whatever your shape ended up looking like, just go with it. And then what we're creating is a whole bunch of spaces that you get to have fun with in deciding how, well, let's see. Nope, that's right. How you want to play with it afterwards. So you might want to fill in some spaces or just shade. We have one more bit of aura-ing after we get these done. This is a nice one if you are using Zentangle as an aid to meditation or a mindfulness exercise. This is a nice one because it's easy and the steps are repetitive, you know, because it's like, okay, we're just taking time and we're filling in we're aura-ing in all of these sections. And then we're going to do those other parts as well. And so you don't really have to think too much about it. Especially if you are not worried about things being, you know, straight or centered or anything. And just going with the flow. And as we like to also point out, never judge your tangle until you're done with the shading and everything. Okay. And you know, I mean, honestly, it's your tangling and you can do whatever you want. I mean, this is one of those things you could stop here if you wanted to, but we're going to follow the step out. And so she has us doing inside these sections too. I kind of like, as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, okay, well, number one, making note of places I need to course correct, so that way that could lead me to how I want to decorate. And then two, just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I just let my mind wander, and I'm thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? How would this look? How would that look? And that sometimes is what's going on in my head as I'm doing it. And two, if you were doing this as a filler, you could just shade the whole section in, you know, around the perimeter. That is always an option, right, when we're filling things in. But I was thinking, because this is called Tiger Eyes, and I'm thinking of the gem. And so my brain went, well, how can I make it? I don't know. In my mind, I'm going to put some little wispy lines in the ends, because I know that there's kind of a shine. It's like I'm picturing the tiger's eye in my head, and it's such a neat stone. And I'm thinking, well, maybe if I do this, that's making me think about it a little bit. And I do like to do this with seed shapes. I will probably shade that with the graphite also. Although you don't have to. This is kind of like shading with the pen. And the graphite would just accentuate what we have here. Now, on my version of the step out, I decided to fill in the outside of this orange section, and it looks nice. You can see that in if you take a look at mine. I was also thinking, what would happen if we coffered all of these? And so that is basically, well, although I did make these that little separation, but that'll still work. And this is just, you're connecting the corners. So this corner to this corner, well, where there are corners available. Helps if I connect all of my lines. It's funny. I feel like okay, so I've just added more lines to all of this, but I do have a plan. Well, I think I do. Sometimes I think I do, and then the plans change, so. Whoop. Okay, and here. Yeah. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Well, first off, I do want to put shading on these tips. And let's do that far and see how much graphite I end up with on the Tortillion. And this, if you make it a nice jagged edge, like don't worry about, don't worry about anything. Just spread it out. To me, that kind of gives a bit of a metallic look. And I think the lines kind of maybe help with that a little bit. I like doing, sometimes it's fun to do like half and half. I like it. And if you want it to be more pronounced, or, you can always go a little bit darker towards, those ends. That always helps. Kind of going a little more on the extreme side. As I said that, my hand decided to go a little heavier with that graphite. It's like, okay, yeah, let's do drama. Okay. Yeah. All right, now I've coffered those insides. And I think what I'm going to do is, drum roll, I almost feel like I need to have some extra, something a little heavier. For some contrast. Whoops. I didn't do it. I don't know if you can hear those sirens outside. I'm kind of on a main road. Okay, here's what I was thinking was kind of going a diagonal, sort of, to kind of give this a shine. Well, let's try this. Let's just do half. I say let's try this, but I have to finish it, right? It needs more than that. Oh, it's interesting. Okay, well, let's just keep going with it. And sometimes it's just where you say, I'm just going to try this. And you do. And you go, okay. Well, that gives it an interesting look. I didn't necessarily have anything in my head. Now, I said it needs some kind of contrast. So, what I'm going to do, well, let's see. And the problem with this one, so many options. Okay. I think I'm going to fill in these. Oh, let's see. Yeah, debate. Okay, let's just do. Stop playing around, Heather. Let's fill in these. And what I probably will do is make a pause here. And if you're tangling along with me, sorry. As I was thinking, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. But might not need to. Because I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to ask you a question. If you're enjoying this, and I hope you are, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, while you're clicking the like button, because, it's good to stretch your hands every so often. And so you can just go click that. But if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I've already mentioned the description section where you'll find links to the step outs. And then below that is my link tree. So if you would like to connect, all of my social media is there. My website is there. So you can follow my blog when you go to the website. Also, if you are interested in classes, there are a couple links of places to follow me for where I post my classes. We also have a Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook. It needed that contrast. Look at how neat that looks. It almost highlights that a bit. I'm glad I did that. But yeah, we have a Tangle Addicts community on Facebook. It's a private group. There are once you click that link, if you want to come and join us, there are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. And then as soon as I see it and let you in, you're in. Oh, and I see where I didn't even aura over here. Okay, sometimes it's like, oh, so many lines. Oops, and... No, I did that. It's just big. Okay. And I might come back and tidy some of this up. All right, what else is it? It's pretty self-explanatory there. I have some links for shopping. The Amazon link in particular are products that I've talked about, I use. So feel free to click on there. Like I said, it's self-explanatory. Biggest thing is come and have fun with us, or just on here. I'm glad that you're here and watching and hopefully having fun. All right. Yeah, I don't need to pause. We'll just finish. I don't know, when I was looking at this, I just thought, well, I just liked the combination. I like to throw in not get stuck in a rut, I should say. I like to throw in some fill-in tangles like this, ones that are borders, just so that there's a bit of a variety and it's not the same. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I do get stuck and I was like, oh, but that's cool. I must share that now. And so that will happen. But I do like to keep some variety. Especially for, mostly for those that follow on a daily basis. And I really, 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 I appreciate that. All right. So the nice thing here is we can take I'm using an 01, and I can just kind of come back and tidy some of the things up. But for the most part, do you see what I did? What was my hand in the way? And I just put my finger on. Hopefully I didn't make a mark. Something must have been there blocking my view on that one. So funny. And this over here, let's just put a little corner because that's probably all we would see. Okay. I like it much better now. And it looks very curvy, which I think is neat too. I wasn't thinking about that as I was putting that half, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted from that. I kind of wanted it to look maybe a little bit shiny, like it's a gem, since I coffered it and everything. But I like how it turned out. All right. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please, again, click on the like button, like, share, subscribe, all that. Feel free to leave comments. I do try to respond to those as soon as I can. And we have some nice conversations going on, and it's so much fun. All right. I've said everything. Yes. Covered everything. Yes. Except to say thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.